As a Christian, it is essential to approach the mainstream media with a critical eye, recognizing that their reporting often contradicts biblical values and principles. The reasons for this mistrust are multifaceted, ranging from biased reporting to a lack of moral accountability. One of the primary concerns is the mainstream media's propensity for biased reporting, which can be attributed to their liberal and secular worldview. This bias is evident in the way they select and present news stories, often cherry-picking facts that support their agendas while omitting or distorting information that contradicts them. The mainstream media's bias is particularly pronounced when it comes to coverage of Christian issues and values. They frequently portray Christians as intolerant, bigoted, and out of touch with modern society, reinforcing negative stereotypes that perpetuate misinformation and prejudice. This biased reporting not only misrepresents the Christian community, but also contributes to a broader cultural narrative that seeks to marginalize and silence Christian voices. Furthermore, the mainstream media's lack of moral accountability is another significant concern for Christians. Many media outlets have abandoned traditional journalistic standards, such as objectivity and fact-based reporting, in favor of sensationalism and clickbait headlines. This abandonment of moral accountability has led to the proliferation of fake news, propaganda, and disinformation, which can have serious consequences for individuals, communities, and society as a whole. Christians, in particular, are called to be discerning and truthful, recognizing that the spread of false information can cause harm and undermine trust in institutions. The mainstream media's failure to uphold basic moral standards, therefore, makes it challenging for Christians to trust their reporting. Another reason Christians may be wary of the mainstream media is their tendency to promote a secular humanist worldview that is often at odds with biblical values. The media's emphasis on individualism, relativism, and moral subjectivism can be seen as a direct challenge to the absolute truths and moral standards found in Scripture. By promoting a worldview that rejects the notion of objective truth and moral absolutes, the mainstream media contributes to a cultural narrative that undermines the authority of the Bible and the teachings of Christ. Additionally, the mainstream media's glorification of sin and immorality is a significant concern for Christians. Many media outlets actively promote and celebrate behaviors and lifestyles that are contrary to biblical teachings, such as abortion, homosexuality, and transgenderism. This glorification of sin can be seen as a form of spiritual deception, enticing people to embrace worldly values and reject the teachings of Christ. As Christians, we are called to be separate from the world and to live according to the standards of Scripture, recognizing that our ultimate allegiance is to God, not to the prevailing cultural norms. The mainstream media's promotion of sin and immorality, therefore, makes it difficult for Christians to trust their reporting or endorse their values. Finally, the mainstream media's lack of transparency and accountability is another reason Christians may be skeptical of their reporting. Many media outlets are owned and controlled by powerful corporations and special interest groups, which can exert significant influence over the content and tone of their reporting. This lack of transparency can lead to conflicts of interest, where media outlets prioritize their own agendas over factual accuracy and fairness. Christians, who value truth and honesty, are rightly concerned about the potential for manipulation and deception in the mainstream media, recognizing that their reporting may be driven by ulterior motives rather than a commitment to objective truth. In conclusion, as a Christian, it is essential to approach the mainstream media with a critical and discerning eye, recognizing that their reporting often contradicts biblical values and principles. The reasons for this mistrust are multifaceted, ranging from biased reporting to a lack of moral accountability, the promotion of a secular humanist worldview, the glorification of sin and immorality, and the lack of transparency and accountability. By being aware of these concerns, Christians can navigate the complex media landscape with wisdom and discernment, seeking out alternative sources of information that align with their values and principles. Ultimately, as Christians, we must remember that our ultimate authority is the Bible, and we should be cautious not to let the mainstream media's reporting shape our understanding of the world or our values.